What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Atlanta Hawks, and we're going to be doing a season preview for these guys today. And basically, we just going to be talking about things like, what they did in the off season, what their roster is currently looking like, and what are my expectations for these guys this season. And we're gonna hop right into this video, and we're gonna kick it off with what they did in the off season. Now, the Atlanta Hawks didn't make no they didn't make no drastic changes this off season. They brought back their same core group of guys, and I think that was a smart decision not to make any trades or any try to chase a big name player in free agency, because I like this group that the Atlanta Hawks have right now for two reasons. One, most of their key players are relatively young and haven't reached nowhere near their prime yet, and then number two, they made a very deep playoff run last season, and if Trey Young doesn't get that little ankle injury, who knows how that series would have turned out, because they had they had the Milwaukee Bucks, frazzled, those first, 2-3 games. So, and they did, they made additions to the team, like, Deandre Hunter and Gorgie Jane, which I think are both solid, both solid pickups. Like, Deandre Hunter, he plays the 1 or the 2, and, he'd probably be coming off the bench. And I know the Atlanta Hawks, they added, Lou Williams via trade last year, but him and Trey Young can't really play together because it wouldn't really be that effective, because they're both, ball dominant. So, Deandre Hunter, he's a guy that, he's solid on the defensive end, the defensive end, side of the ball. And, he's a great three-point shooter, and, he can move around without the ball. He can run off screens and stuff. He's effective in doing that. So, that's a great pickup for them, having him coming off the bench and then, giving them a few minutes with, Trey Young. That'll be good. And then Gorgie Jane. Now, Gorgie Jane was a great pickup. He looked pretty solid in the preseason. He's going to be filling in for, I hope I say the guy's name right, the one who played at Chino Hills with, the Ball brothers, I think is on Wanku, or, forgive me for that, but you guys know who I'm talking about. He's going to be dealing with an injury until, I think until around, like, January, February. So, Gorgie Jang is going to be, taking some of them backup center minutes, and he looked pretty decent in the preseason. And then in the draft they drafted Jalen Johnson and Sharif Cooper. Both them guys looked pretty solid in the summer league. And Jalen Johnson, he's a 6'8" forward. He can compete for some minutes. I think he's going to be pretty solid for the Hawks. I really like his game. And now we're going to move on into talking about the roster. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the team MVP, and we all know who that is. That's that's Trey Young. Trey Young does he does so much for for the Atlanta Hawks on the offensive side of the ball. It's really crazy. A lot of people underrate how effective he is. He draws so much attention, that just gets so many he gets so many free open looks for the for his teammates. Like, in the playoffs, he had so many 12+ assist games. It was just starting to seem normal for him. But and his playmaking ability, I wouldn't even say is his the strongest suit of his game. I think it's his ability to score the basketball. He got a nice handle. He can shoot from 30 plus feet, and then he can finish around the rim. He got one of the best floaters in the league. That's hard to reach. And yeah, man, Trey Young. What more can I say about him? He's an animal. He's going to be very very scary. These next couple of years, and I like it because the Hawks took a they took a huge chance on him. They basically traded him for Luka Doncic, and now it's like a debate on like who's more valuable between those two guys. And it is a real conversation. If you pick If you pick Trey Young over Luka Doncic, I wouldn't be mad at you. But, anyways, we're going to be moving on to, the best value that the team has. And I think the best value that the team has right now is Deandre Hunter. And a lot of guys, forget how good he is because, he was dealing with injury last year too. And we didn't really get to see him in the playoffs. But he's one of the most versatile players on the team. He can shoot, he can play make, he can rebound. And I think the strongest suit of his game is playing defense, on-ball defense. So Deandre Hunter, the reason I say he's the most valuable, not like, I'm talking about value as far as in money, like financial. When it comes to his contract, he's still on his rookie deal, and he's going to be only, they're going to be only paying him $7.75 million this year, and he's going to be one of their most important players. And I really like Deandre Hunter, man. He's going to be nice. He got nice size, nice length, and like I said, he's very versatile, man. He gives you a little bit of everything. And now we're gonna be talking about the the X factor for the Hawks. Like this player gonna be a real game changer. If he works out, if it works out, in his favor, the Atlanta Hawks is gonna be even more scary. And that player is Cam Reddish, and we all know what Cam Reddish, what he brings to the table. We got to see a glimpse of him in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. He went 6 for 7, on his 3-point shots, and he's just special. He's another player on their team, another wing player on their team that just got great length and size to him, and he can do a little bit of everything too, man. He can drive and attack the rim. He's a great shooter, and he's pretty solid on the defensive end. Due to just because he's very athletic, but if Cam Reddish could take that step and and becoming a star for this team. And I know it's been like, it's been a minute since the Atlanta Hawks had him. He's in the same draft class as Zion and RJ Barrett, I believe. So, I think it's time. Like, he's about to take a big step in a big leap in his career. Yeah, man. So, just imagine if he can, take a leap and become a star. And I think he's very much capable of it. I'm really high on Cam Reddish as well. And I hope that be the case, man, because, like I said, he's just a player with a lot of upside. It's just, it's just a lot of things got to play into it, into him tapping into it. But I think he can do it. So, we talked about the most important pieces, on the roster. And now we're gonna we're gonna move to the the expectations part of the video. What would be the best case scenario for the Atlanta Hawks? And I think the best case scenario is that they keep this nice group, this young group of NBA players together, man. You got Cam Reddish, you got Kevin Huerter, you got Deandre Hunter, you got Trey Young, you got damn, did I say Cam Reddish? I done lost my track, but you guys get me, man. They got all these young great players, man. And if they can keep these guys together, let their bond grow, even bigger than what it is right now. And one of these players like Deandre Hunter or Cam Reddish, one of these guys become a star. I feel like they can make a deep playoff run and win a championship sooner rather than later. That's how good I think this Atlanta Hawks team is. I think they just one of these young guys emerging into that, becoming a star, and they can be very dangerous. And then worst case scenario, I don't think it's nothing too bad. Like if they one thing that I saw from the Atlanta Hawks last season is like they were very intense on defense. Like they played some great defense, not giving up any open threes, closing out very hard. I think the worst case scenario is that they don't come back with that same energy, that they had on the defensive end this year. They can't make that deep playoff run that they did last year. So I think, they have to keep up that defensive poise and that defensive prowess that they had last year, because they was making it tough for a lot of teams. And a lot of people don't consider the Atlanta Hawks a defensive team just looking at their rosters. Like, they don't, they got Clint Capella down low anchoring. And then, like I said, Deandre Hunter, he's probably their best perimeter defender, but he was hurt most of the postseason. So and they still did a pretty solid job defensively. It got them all the way to the conference finals. So, I like this team, man. That's going to be it for this video. Give a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below what you think what are your expectations for the Atlanta Hawks this season, and subscribe for more weekly content, man. We do this all the time. The NBA season is starting back up, man. We start tomorrow. So we about to be dropping a lot more content, man. So stay tuned, and that's curtains.